Thermal physics. Okay, 3. Waves. And then number 4. Yang kita baru buat hari tu. Electricity tu besar. Okay, electricity and magnetism. Maksudnya, okay, ni simple phenomena of magnetism pun kena tahu. And so on and so forth. And lastly, atomic physics. Okay, so today atomic physics. Right, today kita cuba nak tengok semua dalam masa 1 jam ni, tapi dah setengah jam berlalu ni. Right, the first question kita tengok soalan pertama. Okay, so this one is what in which topic? Okay, first chapter. First chapter tadi. Okay, forces. Okay, figure 1.1 shows a sealed weather balloon which is stationary in still air. Alright? So dekat sini ada a few keywords. Apa keyword dia? Stationary in still air. So itu ada clue dekat situ. Okay? What is the meaning? What does it mean when we say that an object is stationary? Dia tak bergerak. Maksudnya apa? Apa yang sama? Dia stationary. Stationary maksudnya dia bergerak tak? Tak bergerak. So, ini sebenarnya topik balance forces. So, what do you understand with the topic ni? Balance forces. Okay, what is the meaning of balance? Okay, siapa yang balance? Siapa yang balance? Forces. What does it mean? Okay, maksudnya if let's say, look at this everyone. Okay, if we have an object here. Okay, ada force to the right. Okay, and the value is 10 Newton for example. This is not balanced sebab the object will move to the right. 10 Newton. So in order to make it balanced, we must have another force opposite and the value must be exactly the same. So now, dia tak jadi ke depan, dia tak jadi ke belakang. Dia tak boleh to the left, dia tak boleh to the right because balance. So what happened to the object? Tak bergerak, stationary. That is what it means. And this word stationary, okay, ada satu perkataan saja, but it is very important. Ada benda yang you kena faham with the word. Okay? So stationary means the object has balanced forces. So kalau ada force ke atas, ke bawah, ke kiri, ke kanan, to the right, to the left, all the forces, okay, maksudnya yang parallel. So what are parallel? For example ni atas bawah parallel to each other. So the value ke atas must be the same as value dekat bawah. And then we have another force, another forces, okay, which is horizontal. Yang horizontal ni dia tak mestinya 10. It could be 20. Tapi sini pun 20. So in the end, kiri kanan sama semua, dia tak bergerak. Okay, so this is very powerful word and then tapi awak kena faham maksud dia. Okay, and then when we talk about balance forces, ada dua maksud. Tadi kita kata the object is not moving because dekat sini dia guna word stationary. Stationary maksudnya dia station dekat situ, not moving, at rest. Okay, other word is at rest. Resting, not moving. Tetapi when we talk about balance forces, listen carefully saya nak cakap perbezaannya. When we talk the object Hadif, when we tell you the object is balanced, okay, ada balance forces, it could be, the forces could be at rest ataupun in equilibrium, or it could be moving, but moving with constant speed. Okay? Jadi ada dua conditions when objects are said to have balanced forces. Satu, dia mesti tak bergerak. Tapi cikgu, the object is moving, macam mana dia boleh balance? Oh, maksudnya dia ada bergerak tapi the movement is with constant speed. Jadi awak kena tengoklah soalan tu. Kalau soalan kat sini dia tak tulis balance, dia tak tulis stationary, instead dia kata apa? Balance kan? Kalau kat sini dia kata forces are balance. Jadi kat sini tak semestinya dia tak bergerak. Sama ada dia tak bergerak ataupun dia moving with constant V. Okay. Now, saya dah sekarang ni sambil-sambil revision the first topic tu. Faham about balance forces? Okay, clear. Jadi bila awak dah clear tentang tu, now, okay, and then when you are asked, okay, the object is in equilibrium. So what is the meaning of equilibrium? So meaning the forces are balanced, no net force. Do you understand with the word no net force? What is the meaning of net? Bersih. Kalau awak tengok dekat sampul-sampul makanan semua, net weight. Bersih. Apa maksud bersih? So tak masuklah dengan packaging punya mass. Tadi? Okay. So no net force tadi kat sini 10 Newton here, 10 Newton here. So 10 Newton minus 10 Newton 0. No net force. Itu maksud dia. Okay, 20 Newton minus 20 Newton 0 juga. So that is the meaning of no net force and no acceleration. It may move, it mungkin moving, but the movement is with constant V. Bila constant V, okay, bila constant V, this is the graph. So if this is the graph, is there any gradient to the graph? No. So the gradient, kalau if we have VT graph, the gradient of VT graph is 0. So the gradient of VT graph gives us acceleration. So what is the acceleration? Acceleration pun 0. So you see, from only the first topic ni, atau bukan only first topic, baru je intro questions, tapi kita kena tahu banyak benda ni dah. All of these are behind dalam kepala kita. So bila semua ni kita tahu, any questions kat keluar, you can answer. Now state whether the overall density of the balloon and its instrument is greater than, less than, or the same as the density of the surrounding air. Okay. State whether the overall density of the balloon and its instrument is greater than, less than, or the same as the density of the surrounding air. Do you understand the question? So what do you think the answer? Greater, less, or the same? Same. Very good. Why do you say so? Can you talk to your friends? Why is it same? Nampak tak? Semua ni familiar? Betul? So what is this tell you? The value of densities. And then what do you understand from this diagram? Denser the object, it sink. Okay. And then kalau dia less dense, dia float kat atas. Sama juga. Look at the port ni 0.24 floating. And then copper very dense, dia sinking. So back to the question just now. Itu semua benda basic lah. So back to this question. So it must be the same. So that's why dia tak sinking ataupun the weather balloon dia tak turun ke bawah. It's not moving downward or it's not moving upwards. Dia dekat tengah-tengah. Alright. Next. At night. Okay, so we have different situation at night. So what happened at night? At night the gas inside the balloon cools. What does this tell you? Okay, what happened? Cool means temperature decrease. Which temperature? Air in the balloon. So you write here during exam, you write here temperature decreases compared to temperature surrounding. So the pressure of the air outside of the balloon remains the same. So pressure kat sini as pressure in the morning, not the same. And so state whether the balloon rises, falls, or remains stationary. Okay. So temperature cools. So what? Okay, ini topik hit dah ni sebenarnya. kan? Of the balloon dekat sini maintain tadi. So dia higher, slightly higher than this one. Sebab tadi boring kan? Boring pressure tinggi due to the temperature high. So if the pressure sini high, sini pressure low, what happens? Balloon rises for or remain stationary? Yeah, the balloon. Oh, why? How do you explain your answer? Okay, discuss with your friend. 30 seconds.
Ya, cikgu.
Yang ni sebenarnya temperature, bila temperature high, okay, this is the ni sebenarnya bukan tadi. Okay, tengok ni. Look at the temperature high. What happened to the volume? Volume higher. Okay, now, tadi sejuk, so what happened to the temperature? Okay, so sekarang ni pressure is not changing. Dia kata tadi remain the same tadi kan. So, volume lower. Okay, so sekarang ni, how do you relate to the question? When temperature decreases, volume. When temperature decreases, what happens to the volume? Decreases. Okay, back to this question. When volume, okay, first you say volume decreases. Okay, what formula related to volume and density? Because just now, hint question talk about density. What formula related to density and volume? Okay, very good. So you see right here, density equals to mass over volume. Okay. Sebelah Sabri siapa? Kan? Sebelah pakai mask. Farid. Farid. Okay, and then lepas tu bila awak dah tengok this equation, what's the relationship between density and volume? Come on, what happened to the volume? Decreases. So density increases. So when density increases, so kat sini katakanlah. So when volume decreases, density, kita cakap dah, volume decreases. So when volume decreases, density